Joel.
Hey, Rosebud. Hey, the glitz, the sequins, the spotlight. Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl just dropped, and it's already rewriting the record books. Behind the sparkle, though, what's the real story?
We're going to be breaking down the hits, the heartbreaks, the hidden meanings of the first three songs, The Fate of Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor, and Opalite.
Yep, and plus we're going to be diving into 90s nostalgia. We're also going to be pulling a live, deeper card on our wonderful game, ByRelatable, called Let's Get Deep. Mm-hmm. And we're going to also be shouting out our Peloton Cruise Top 20 finishers.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be about marriage, music, and a whole lot of sequins, because sequins are forever. Don't miss this one.
Yep. Do We Have To streaming now on youtube.com/@Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. Hit us like and obviously give us a subscribe. And this is, again, as we mentioned, Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Emily.
This is not actual Family Studios production. Executive producer, Colin Schmedium Maskell, who's getting ready to host his annual Fall Festival we have coming up. The family is very excited about it. So
love Fall Fest.
Falling in line with his neighborhood Halloween trail haunt as well. So really everything's coming together into the perfect storm of Halloween and fall. Mm-hmm. And thank you so much, Uncle Colin, for providing that to us every year.
Yeah.
When we're invited.
We're always invited.
Well, like we mentioned today, Taylor Swift, obviously, what is that now, a couple weeks ago? Today's the...
October 3rd.
Yeah, and today's the 16th we're recording?
15th.
We're recording the 16th, which 16th. Is a Thursday during the day. And, she just almost a couple weeks ago now launched her new album, and I think we've listened to it about, I would say, 75 times.
More than that.
Calamity ensued. I mean, I think Kansas City, personally, we only talk about where we came from or where we live. I think they did a really good job. Parkville had a whole celebration dedicated to the release of the album, downtown Parkville, Missouri, which is outside of Kansas City. They had restaurants, businesses. That was really cool.
Visit, yeah.
Shout out to Park Hill Coffee for the wonderful Taylor Swift.
Parkville Coffee.
I said Parkville.
You said Park Hill.
Oh, Okay, sorry. Parkville Coffee Shop for the wonderful treats associated with Life of a Showgirl. That was fun. And then, of course, they had, where they were giving out hair designs and all kinds of different stuff.
Like hair sequins.
Yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought people took really good advantage of it, and it was a lot of fun.
All the little shops had sales. It was it was great.
Yeah, no, and it was awesome. It was a very nostalgic time of it was very, whether you like Taylor Swift or not, she clearly brings out a vibe of community, which is really cool. So being out there, it reminded me of when we were kids, nostalgically, when communities were more socially driven rather than what social media has done today. I thought it was a lot of fun. There's
just something positive about her, her aura that she gives off. It's just, you really can't fault her for really anything. She's just a very humble person.
I don't think she's a perfect human being of all time. I just
you're
right.
For
I think what she brings to the table, and
it's positivity,
the energy that she brings, and on top of it, the people that follow her, even the people that are obsessed with her, they do stream out positivity, which that's not always the case when you're obsessed with somebody.
Right. Well, she just there's really nothing you can knock her for.
No. I think overall, I think if you have a problem with her, it's your problem. It's not really, not really because of who she is as a human being. But she does bring, like I said, a lot of positive vibes, which gives me very nostalgic vibes. And speaking of nostalgia, as we always do every week,
gotta love it.
Emily and I are babies of the 80s. We're children of the 90s. We grew up on dial-up internet, as well as burning CDs, amongst many other things, including not being on social media every 5 seconds of the day. And we like to visit what is going on in the world during the time of the 90s, typically in the U.S., unless there was some sort of major world event that occurred. And we like to do that. And this week specifically, we're going to be going over the dates of October 12th through the 18th. Not a lot happening event-wise or product-wise, but definitely a lot going on theatrically. And of course, obviously I love going to the movie theater. I own stock in AMC, which is not doing great right now, but I believe in it. I believe taking out the family and getting out to the movie theater, and that was something I always shared with my mom. What the hell did you do? You throw a glass.
I about broke my coffee cup.
One job.
I know.
And, going out and going and seeing movies, going to the drive-in, those are things all really enjoyed. And I know even with streaming now, there still is that drive to get out and see a movie on the big screen and with surround sound. So I'm glad that is something that still is relevant in today's world, even though you can pretty much access any type of media content very easily from your phone or at your home.
Yeah. I would much rather be at home watching my movies, but
I hear you. We got three events though that took place. October 14th in 1991, Silence of the Lambs opens.
no.
Jodie Foster.
I mean,
Have you seen the movie?
Unfortunately.
I would hope so. What do you mean unfortunately? It's an award-winning film. What did you not like about it? Let's talk about it.
Everything, like, it's so dark and I don't know. I just can't.
Everything. You thought the acting was bad?
No, I didn't say the acting was bad. I don't like the story.
So you didn't like the storyline?
No.
About going after the serial killer, Buffalo
Right.
Bob or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, the acting was good.
Yeah. They just didn't need to go into all those details. It was terrifying. We watched that in probably college. I don't think that was a high school
You waited till you were an
thing.
adult to watch and you just couldn't get into it at all, huh?
Maybe it was a high school thing.
I thought Jodie Foster did a great
I
job
don't
in
know.
that. She was she did a great job
Again,
with
it
her
was for
role.
a psych class of some kind.
So you're
like,
seeing all these movies associated with doing schoolwork. No wonder you didn't like it.
I wouldn't have liked it now.
Come on.
I don't want to. I guess like the famous lines that people pull from that movie are just like some of the worst lines.
Put the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
fantastic.
fucking stand it.
Or that whole scene where he's dancing kind of naked in front of the mirror. And he's
Yeah, I
like,
don't like that
would you-
either.
Oh. But it's just classic good
It
acting.
just gives you like whole body ick. Like
That's
it's
what it's
just,
supposed to do.
I know that's what it's supposed to do, but like I can't.
That's the beauty of movies, and book. As you know, you're a big reader. You're getting able to be put in situations and be around types of people and things and imaginary things at times that you would never get the opportunity to in real life. So, like, those are the things you're supposed. I mean, that's why I watch movies. I mean, you get to experience being around things and being a part of things that you're never going to get an actual opportunity to do.
Yeah.
So you need to readjust your life decisions about movies.
Which is weird because like I don't like to watch that stuff, but
Yeah.
like I'll listen to a murder podcast.
Yeah, I know. It's and really
Like-
horribly dark and descriptive, like
But
much
they're
worse
not.
than
Like,
what
the
a
one-
1991 serial killer movie would
The
be.
one that I listen to, they do a really good job of just like overviewing the
Sure.
scene,
Oh, yeah.
but they don't give graphic details. So it's not like you can picture. I mean, you can picture the person like being dead or whatever, or being found, but you don't have to see it. Like there's not a visual connection that like
Absolutely.
scars you.
Oh, sure. Didn't I get in a car with you the other day and you had an audiobook going on about a fairy entering another fairy sexually?
No.
I'm pretty sure you did. They were making love or doing something on that
Yeah,
book.
I don't know what they were doing. They were like,
I'm just saying, I don't know.
I gave
what we're talking
what is
about
it
here.
called? A court of roses and thorns and roses or whatever.
Shout out
A
to my cousin Ashley.
A second try, and no,
You
I
seemed
can't.
like you were very into it. A lot of sweat at the
No.
top of the brow for Emily.
no,
She seemed like
it's
she was
just a
very into
little
it.
too out there for me. There will not be a series second follow up. Like I think there's like 5 or 6 books in that series.
Sure.
It's not happening.
My point is that I guess it's all a matter of perspective. I've listened to you watch or listen to things that are horrific all the time. So,
Yeah.
But what I will say, but going back to the movie, is if you haven't seen it, Do We Have to Crew? I highly recommend. Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster killed it in that movie. The gentleman, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, played serial killer Buffalo Bob. He did a great job as well. And obviously, Anthony Hopkins' iconic role as Hannibal Lecter is something that everybody should
I think
experience.
the mask thing also really got me.
That's badass. Yeah.
Like, and he did that
Gonna
thing.
eat his
with
liver or his
tongue
kidney
or
with
whatever.
or fava beans, nice bottle of candy. Oh, it's so good.
Gross.
Silence of the Lambs, highly recommend. October 17th in 1997, which we recently talked about this movie, which
Yeah.
Emily wasn't aware of what it was about, which is fantastic.
Sure wasn't.
Boogie Nights wins the Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture, comedy or musical or drama. Comedy or musical.
Still haven't seen it.
That can't be right.
Still good.
But it's a great movie. No, we have to watch that one. You got to see. And at the end, Mark Wahlberg pulls out a big fake penis, which is supposed to be his penis. And then he's like, yeah. And then he
I'm
goes
good.
out and then the movie ends. It's probably the best way to end a movie ever.
I'm good.
We're going to do it. You can listen to fairy porn. You can watch Boogie Nights.
I am not listening to
That's
any
exactly
more
what you were doing.
Roses and Thorns, whatever the fuck that's called.
And to round us out, October 18th, 1991, the Addams Family film released.
No.
You didn't go see that movie? Addams Family live action with Raul Julia. He killed it. Do you know that?
I don't know who that is.
The guy who played Gomez Addams in the live action Addams Family movies.
I don't know. I can't.
The guy who played Doc Brown plays Uncle Fester.
I don't know.
Oh, Emily. Both those movies, Addams Family and Addams Family Values, are fantastic. They're the reason why. Number one, they're the reason why there was the Addams Family animated movies that these kids came out with, because those two. I'm trying to remember who played Morticia.
I can't
remember
either.
off the top of my head. I know she was in the recent John Wick movies. She's like the ballerina. She's like the lady who's in charge of the ballerina studio that has all these assassins. She does a great job playing Patricia too, or Morticia. Patricia, Jesus Christ. Morticia does a fantastic job. But those movies, yeah, they open up the floodgates of like a family-friendly, fun thing. Because I don't know if you've ever watched the 70s cartoon. It's not that good. I think he did a great job, Raul Julia, of reinventing the Gomez character in a more fun, family-friendly, awesome way. And I think that kind of pushed that into what they have now. You know this background about him too? Mm-mm. So he makes Addams Family Values. A few years go by. He ends up getting diagnosed with cancer. And I'm trying to remember, but it was like a very serious, like stage 4 type of cancer. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But he had children. And he was during the second movie, Addams Family Values, he had cancer. And if you ever listen to interviews, like the lady who played Morticia, she was like, he never complained. He never, he came in and he did his job and did a great job. And apparently he was really, really sick. And there was an opportunity for him to play in a video game movie called Street Fighter, which had Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he was going to be the main bad guy. And so even though he was pretty much near the end of his life, he did that so his kids could have something to remember him by, of something they enjoyed doing, which they really liked, that Street Fighter game. And he died shortly after that, or he might have died before the movie came out, but he died shortly after he got done filming the movie.
That's sad.
So, highly recommend. Raul Julia, great actor, rest in power, king. Addams Family. Have you seen it? Please tell me you've seen it at least. You haven't seen Addams Family? Well, we own them, so you're going to watch both of them.
No, I never saw the cartoon, never saw the movie.
We've seen the animated movie because we took the kids to see them.
Did we?
Yeah. Yes. There's 2 of them, and we took the kids to see them. The recent ones. I'm not talking about the cartoon from the 70s. Yeah, we have a season of it, unfortunately, but it's not good. Yeah.
I'm familiar with the whole Addams Family thing because of Wednesday.
Well, yeah, yes, absolutely. And again, these things don't spring off if you don't have these 2 movies in the 90s be as successful as they are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Emily, thank you for getting nostalgic with me. Do we have to, crew? Let us know. Have you watched these movies? What do you think of them? We'll put out shorts on our socials, and we'll be giving out our socials at the end of the thing. But again, remember, you're watching the show at youtube.com/@ Do We Have to a Marriage Podcast, and wherever you get all your wonderful podcast content, we are available. But feel free to comment, shoot us a line. You can go to dowehavto.com. You can submit a question to the show, join our mailing list. Tell us about your movies. Did you go and see any of these during this period of time? I hope you did. I hope you had a fun time watching these movies. And while you're having a fun time discussing and going over the nostalgia we just went, we also are going to be getting deep with each other. Emily and I play a game called Let's Get Deep.
Yep.
We do this to continue growing as individuals, also as a couple, and we do it live on the show for you guys, where we play a game called Let's Get Deep by a company called ByRelatable. There's 3 types of cards. There's a icebreaker, there's a deep and a deeper, and that is associated with the type of question that you get. Yeah. They have multiple versions of the game. They have one for couples, and even somebody you could do it on a first date if you wanted to. They have a game for friends, and they have a game for talking about sexy time. So pretty much any way you want to get to know your person, your friends, or your family, there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we have? We have a deeper card, right?
We have a deeper card.
Okay, so let's pull it. Let's do it, girl.
All right, so deeper card. It says, do you believe in second chances? Why or why not?
That's a deeper card? Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah, okay. I guess I kind of understand that.
I do believe in second chances. Because I do feel like people can change and evolve and learn from mistakes.
What are you seem like you're focused on something specific.
Well,
because it's like, well, here's the thing, right?
I don't feel like if you murder someone, you get a second chance.
Right. It's dependent on what the action is.
Yeah.
How about if you cheat on somebody? Deserve a second chance?
No.
Not even if, I don't know, they're real sorry about it?
No.
No, I get it. You're right. It does depend. But like in general, second chances though.
Yeah.
Right. And I completely agree because I don't know anything that you do in life where you don't end up having to do it a second, third, fourth, fifth time to get it to where it's an optimal situation.
Right. You don't have to kill anybody. You don't have to cheat on your spouse.
There's something where you cause harm to somebody in a really in a reconcilable type of way where you create a hurt where you can't, I don't know how you move beyond it or if it requires a lot of couch time. I just don't know. I think for the other person involved or for the other entities involved, it wouldn't be healthy for you to get back in a relationship with somebody who made a mistake like that.
Right.
You know? Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think too. I think it's just one of those things where you deserve as many chances you get given the situation and the action taken. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not everything deserves to be locked away, toss away the key kind of thing.
Overall, yeah, second chances I think are really important for the not only for the person that did it, but also for the person
that
who
was affected by it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've given you second chances lots of times. Remember how many chances I've given you on making out of the box macaroni and cheese? Probably about 1,000.
Well, that needs to stop probably. I don't know what it is, but
Speaking
I cannot make macaroni and cheese from a box.
I don't think I make it in like a terribly unhealthy way. The kids just like it because like their little dopamine receptors go off when they taste all the butter.
Yeah, I just like
shout out butter.
I either make the noodles not cooked enough or I go way past and make them pure mush.
I still don't believe you to this day.
Figure it out.
I still think you put sugar in it, which I don't understand it. It always tastes sweet when you make macaroni and cheese.
I use almond milk.
Thing. Okay, well, you got to stop doing that.
And it's got it's the vanilla flavored almond milk.
Do We Have To crew, if you could go to dowehavето.com and just violently and aggressively, please send us messages about don't put almond milk, especially flavored almond milk.
It's all
macaroni and
cheese.
We have so much milk. We have so much milk.
Well, at the time that I was doing
it, a large cow worth of milk in our refrigerator. Don't you dare!
At the time that I was doing it, we only had almond milk.
Yeah, it's too bad there's not like a thing called a grocery store where you could have your husband just go pick up some milk so you don't ruin the macaroni and cheese we spent money on.
I don't make it anymore, and we buy the kind now that has like the cheese pouch. Like it comes in like the Velveeta, like. You squeeze the foil thing.
What are you doing with your hand over there? I can kind of see it out of the corner.
Talking about.
Okay. I was like, she's either talking about macaroni and cheese or she's jerking off.
No, good God. But just anyways.
That's good stuff.
Yes, I believe in second chances.
Yeah,
but I'm not making macaroni and cheese anymore.
There you go. Absolutely. No, I completely agree. And let us know, do we have to crew? Go to dowehavето.com, as I just had mentioned. Do you believe in second chances? If so, why? If not, why not? If there's something specific you kind of, hey, I'm going to die on this hill. You do this to me, it is not going to happen. Let us know. We'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Getting deep. Obviously, we do that with each other all the time. Anytime we involve Taylor Swift in this household, I feel like we're getting deep as a family. Would you agree? Yes or no?
Well, I think it's a journey that's going to never end. I've created little Swifties.
Sorry about all the paper noise.
And I think you're turning into quite a Swiftie.
I mean, I've always loved her. And I love the combination. I've always liked Travis Kelce. Even when Travis Kelce was in his Catching Kelce era. Shout out, Travis. I know he doesn't like that show, but I love it. I've watched it probably about as many times as I've listened to Life of a Showgirl so far. And there was a period of time, I don't know if you remember this, but I always have to have TV when I fall asleep. There was a period of time where I would put on Catching Kelce to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. He's got a soothing voice. I think once he retires from the NFL, he should be one of those celebrities that reads bedtime stories. I think he'd kill it.
Oh, on like
him and Jason,
Headspace app, the meditation app.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Idea. Shout out to New Heights. I would highly recommend getting in on that. Right. But yeah, no, I always really, so you combine those two her and her family and those two families together. I think that's why it's been a powder keg the way it's been. And I think it's only benefited all of them. I mean, they've all been very successful. They've all gone on, done major things with the podcast, sports, and then obviously the entertainment side of things. I think it's because it's a combination of all these really good, positive people. And I think, I don't know how you don't get behind that, because that's the type of people you want your kids being into.
Yeah.
So they're modeling their behavior and they're growing like that, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of videos streaming where like they show her dancing and then they show him dancing and then they show Kylie dancing and Jason dancing, and like none of them are like true performer kind of. They're all just like goofy, feeling music in their own vibe, having fun, and it's like they found their people, and I think that's like totally true. Plus on her like what do you call it when they go and
Documentary?
No. Which she's on all the late night shows now.
Oh yeah, they're doing the press run.
Yeah, the press run. Thank you. She said, he was her favorite person, and she's like, sorry to all the other people that I've met before, but like he's my favorite person and I get to spend forever with my person. And that's just like the perfect way to say how much you love somebody.
Before we get into too much detail on Life of Showgirl, I will say to parents or just individuals out there, if you're on the fence about Taylor Swift in regards to, obviously they get a ton of attention and sometimes people don't like that. But I do think I don't know. In this day and age, it's pretty easy to find if you're not a great person. So the fact is that I've never heard anything bad about them. And besides Travis being a bit animated during his earlier days as an NFL player,
he just got fined a couple weeks ago too.
It's fine. One of these days, maybe we'll make enough money. Well, he's going to be retired by the time if we ever make any money on this show. We can't pay his fine. But we know what we'll pay.
Gun symbol.
Tell you what, right now, Travis, Taylor, I'm going to honor this. Okay, this show ends up ever being something where we make money, even if it's a minimal amount of money. I pledge to pay at least one fine of your child when they get fined in the NFL.
No.
Yeah, pledged. It's guaranteed. DoWeHaveTo.com.
No, I veto. I'm really sorry. They have more money than we would ever see in a day in our life.
Hey, billionaires need help too, Emily.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
We don't get paid a single dime to do this show.
I know. Well, not right now. I'm talking about in the future. Maybe we will, and we can pay a fine for Travis and Taylor's child.
I don't think so.
I think it's a good idea. Life of the Showgirl, 12th album, right?
Yeah.
It's a 12th album, and all these, it was released obviously on October 3rd, 2025, which we already had mentioned. It was recorded in part during the Eras tour in Europe. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she was having a good time there because there's a very positive vibe to the show, or to the album. Mm-hmm. And then she worked again with her producers, Max Martin and Shellback. And what's the story behind that, Em? I know you know the details in regards to... They had helped her produce songs, but they did not. They've never done like
an entire album together. Yeah.
And do you remember some of the songs that they had produced? Because there were some of the banger ones, right? Which is why I assume she wanted to do a whole album.
I think they worked together a lot on.
Because like, Look What You Made Me Do isn't one of them. Oh, Reputation was a song they did, or just the album. The
album. I think that one was.
Why don't you know what songs these three did?
I don't know. I'm a bad Swiftie right now. I'm not as much of I thought I was a good Swiftie, but Jess is probably
Aunt Jess. Yeah, shout out Aunt Jess. She really is. She went to the Eras tour twice, which
I think more than that.
That would financially break me.
Going once would break
absolutely.
us. I was not able to go.
And she did it in two different states. She did it in Louisiana and she did it in Missouri, in Kansas City. Yeah. But she went down to New Orleans, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, shout out Aunt Jess. Yeah, she's probably our number one Swiftie in our family, I would say.
Yeah, but she went 3 times.
There was multiple number one hit songs that these three got together and did, and so obviously them getting together and doing an album that's a huge deal.
But this is her 12th album with 12 songs.
And the plan is, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about, obviously the overall album release, our thoughts on it. We're going to break down a few of the songs today. Mm-hmm. And then what we'll plan on doing is probably breaking down the whole album over a period of time, do a few episodes. So be on the lookout for that at DoWeHaveTo.com, YouTube.com/@DoWeHaveTo, a marriage podcast. But overall today, the cool thing about this was, although I think some people are like, well, they're just trying to make money. I loved all the options, opportunities, and different types of variations that she sent out. Because I thought there was plenty that were like, yeah, if you want to get a vinyl, it was a little expensive. It was like $40, but there was 4 options of vinyls. I just felt like it was one of those things where if you were a true fan of her and you were psyched about her album coming out, there was some sort of version of that album you could get. It wasn't going to be sold out to where you had to wait for months for it,
right?
Where it took forever, right? So. And also price, because you also, because we got you a vinyl, the orange glitter one, right? Which is like the original album cover. But then she released acoustic tracks. Can you explain that a little bit? It was she had like different CDs.
On her website, she had limited release of CDs, and they had the same, like they had all 12 songs from the album. But then, like, each of them had 2 voice memos and acoustic versions of different songs. And I picked 4.
Which I thought they were really affordable, because it wasn't like it was like a $20 CD. It was like $8.
Yeah, it was like $8. And so, like, it was fine.
I guess my point is that she's a businesswoman.
And they all had a different cover.
Right. Well, you got to get the different cover.
But I picked the songs that I loved on the album because I wanted them to have the acoustic version.
Sure. I guess my point was to that is that, like, there is an opportunity. She has such a following that I think she could say, hey, all these albums are $100 and all these CDs are $30.
And people would do it.
And she doesn't do it. She makes everything
turns it into
affordable.
A collection.
And you can say whatever you want about her concert. That doesn't have anything to do with her. She's not like, hey, it's going to cost $15. People go out and they buy the tickets and then they scalp them. You know what I mean? Or they put them on online services and they try to make money off it. That's how that's worked for any event or anything like that. You cannot associate that with that. So if you're like, oh, she sucks because, it's so expensive to go to a concert. It's not her. It's the demand, and the demand sets the market, and the market then dictates the price.
Well, it's also where she's partnered with for the tickets. They are the ones that have it. Like, what was it? American Express that did all of it. So like they're partnered with Ticketmaster, and you had to get like into the thing. So it was third party people.
But even if you buy a ticket, say you get in and get a ticket, that's great. And it's probably not cheap. But then if somebody buys a ticket and then they put them back on to like a SeatGeek or something like that, the percentage wise of what the markup value is on that is astronomical.
Right.
That's where that's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you bring up a good point. These fucking ticket vendors are assholes.
She just makes, like, the purpose isn't, like, everybody's mad that, like, she is money grabby. But the thing is, she's making it appeal to every person there is. There were some album covers that I was like, no, I don't like that. That doesn't fit me and my vibe. But then I picked the ones that did. And then there were songs that were being released in a different way. And I was like, oh, I really liked that one. So I want that version. Because they're not going to be on streaming. They're not going to be on like Spotify or the Sirius or Apple. Like you're going to have a physical copy of it if you want to hear it. So even though Spotify did like their cool little thing,
oh, you're referring to, I know what you're talking about. So they did Spotify, actually, shout out Spotify, who we are on Spotify, our show. So feel free to go download us. They ran Life of a Showgirl Spotify Experience, which was a pop-up event from September 30th to October 2nd, where fans could explore Easter eggs and installations inspired by the upcoming album, which that's really cool.
Yeah.
Sirius
they had like their own playlist, which was really fun.
Sirius had a Taylor Swift channel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. And I mean, if you're not doing the right things and if you're not giving good content, you're not going to get that. So it's part of the deal. And they also did, I know we were kind of, to circle back to the affordability and the access to which her fan base and people in general can access her stuff. She also did an exclusive with Target.
Yeah.
Which I thought, again, most of that stuff's reasonably priced there as well, even though I know prices are going up. But again, the availability to get her content by her website or whatever, it just wasn't one of those things where it was like clearly like they collaborated and were creating a demand in a way where there was a shortage of stuff that only certain people who are willing to pay a certain amount were going to get access to the content right away.
Right.
You know, which is all, I think that's awesome.
Right. Like,
it doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter whatever. You're going to be able to have opportunity to buy a physical copy of her music
Yeah, like my sister-in-law, she went out and got the Target version at like an insane hour in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And they were almost sold out. So like, and there were some stores, I think she said, that opened at midnight just
I believe it. It's
to
like
sell.
Christmas.
Like they blocked off the whole store.
It's like Black Friday.
But like in the front of the store, they just had the albums and you couldn't access anything else in the store. It was just for the albums.
Well, and that's the thing too.
I thought was pretty cool.
So right there, right? Obviously, the performance, or as far as the demand for the album itself, I think before you even heard it, there's obviously it's going to perform well. But I do think overall, even though there's been, I feel like every time she has an album come out, they're like, this isn't as good of an album as she did previously. I feel like that's just a right of honor. If you're a Taylor Swift album, like you're going to have that initial couple weeks where people are like, well, it's not as good as the other ones. I don't feel that way about this album. However, I think the proof is in the pudding here as far as performance. So in its debut week, The Life of a Showgirl moved 4 million album units. 3.4 million of those were pure sales. Made it one of the biggest first weeks ever for an album being sold. So right there you go. I mean, we all have access to, most of us have access to be able to at least listen to samples. You can go to Apple Music or any of those sorts of things. You can hear the music. And then, of course, what's available on the radio. The fact is people were still buying the albums even after all that initial midnight release, right?
Yeah.
This is awesome. It became her 15th number one on the Billboard 200 chart. All 12 tracks occupied the top 12 positions on the Billboard Hot 100 simultaneously, with The Fate of Ophelia hitting number one.
Yeah.
That's
like
nuts.
In every top 10 chart, it's all Taylor. Like it's all her. So
if your concern is that the album's not good, every song has resided in a top album chart, and likely they were doing it all together.
Yeah.
And obviously, Fate of Ophelia seems to be, based on the charts, even though it's not my favorite song, it seems to be the single song. I get it. I'm just saying. So you're right. It's the most like distributed song.
Right. It's the first one
initially.
she released,
Sure.
like as a single. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about international performance. So not just the U.S., but in the U.K., it recorded one of the biggest opening weekends of any album, breaking Spotify streaming and vinyl sales records all throughout the United Kingdom. So not just one country, but the whole entire United
Spotify
Kingdom.
sales went up too. I don't have that number, but they even credited her to like getting members.
Well, that's the thing. So the economic boom, and we've talked about this in previous episodes. Feel free to go back out to our archives. You can get that at dowehavето.com, or of course, our whole library is at youtube.com/@dowehavetoamarriage podcast. But we've had previous episodes where we have talked about her ability to not only bring happiness and provide this great content, but she also boosts up pretty much wherever she goes the economic value of the city that she goes to. And now obviously you're seeing a lot of corporations benefit from partnering with her as long as they're treating her properly. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Now from a critic's reception perspective, number one, from a sales perspective and how she marketed the album, what she did, I think she's gotten a ton of high praise. The things we talked about, right? Critics and analysts from a financial economic perspective noted the multi-format variant strategy as a financial power play. Because people feel free to collect, but also it gives the amount of supply to where everybody can get it.
Yeah.
And again, it would have been very easy to mark up those prices. And I'm telling you, it was a very affordable experience. Honestly, there's been multiple. We love Dashboard, and shout out Dashboard. I'm not shitting on you. But I tell you what, to try to get a specific Dashboard vinyl, like MTV Unplugged, I think there's people like, I'd have to pay $200-$300 to get that fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But her ability, because of how popular she is, on top of not being a horrifically greedy human being, has allowed the ability for everybody to get their hands on their stuff. But at the same time, obviously, it's still a huge financial bump, right? I mean, that's what it is.
There's still a few Dashboard vinyls that I want.
I know.
Are a little out of our...
Chris Carrabba, you got to help us out. I'd really like it if you could be a fan. If I'm going to ask anybody, and it's not going to be Taylor, it's not going to be Travis, they're busy. If I wanted anybody to be a fan of the show, Chris, can you look in my eyes right now? Chris Carrabba, please get this to Chris Carrabba if you can. I really need you to be a fan of this show. We would love to have you on. And I think about you all the time.
Don't be creepy about it.
No, we love your music. It is definitely our band of the show on top of Taylor Swift, but our band has a soft spot in us for Emily and I. If I'm on my deathbed one day and Emily's still alive and she's holding my hand and she's letting me go into the dark, we are going to be listening to Dashboard together. Guaranteed.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maeve was even singing in the car the other day.
Because it's a shit. That's why.
Man,
could you imagine a Dashboard Confessional Taylor Swift collab? Like just even one song.
So my
head.
I listen to a lot of.
I think they can make sweet.
I listen to a lot of emo bands that do Taylor covers, and I truly believe Taylor is a closet.
I don't want to cover.
Emo.
I want Taylor to be, because Taylor did one with. She did a song, and it's a great song, but it's not what Dashboard could do for her. Boys Like Girls. She did in Two Become One, or not Two Become One. That's a Spice Girl song. What the fuck's wrong with me? Didn't Taylor do a song with Boys Like Girls?
She did one with Ball Out Boy.
No. I'm telling you, we'll have to look this up after. And Do We Have To crew, again, dowehavto.com. Let us know. I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift did a song with Boys Like Girls, and it was fucking dope. But it.
That was early.
If she did one, yeah. I mean, you're talking about back in 2007 or 8. Guarantee it. Because it was with their debut album. I think she was a featured artist on one of their tracks. And it was a really good song. Or maybe it was like their second album. Either way, earlier 2000s. But if Dashboard and Taylor collabed, I think they would shut the world down.
That's going to bother me so much now that I can't think
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But let's talk about just the reception and overall critique of the thing. No, you're good, baby. No worries at all. The fan reaction obviously has been intense and polarized. Many have celebrated the glam, the bold tonal shift, and playful risk, while others critique it as superficial or lacking lyrical depth. I don't agree with that.
Lacking lyrical depth?
Here's my thing.
No.
Do you want my opinion on this?
Yes,
as far
I do.
As why I feel this way? Mm-hmm. This is an album about really figuring out, you want to relate it back to a marriage podcast, we get married, we're still figuring out who we are. Mm-hmm. We're still learning about what we like, what we don't like. Things fade, things grow, change. I think there's a lot of people out there that tend to like to see the bad of that process more than they see the good. And the good tends to them look mundane because it's not as dramatic. I just think that she's very happy. I think she's a grown and kind of really has a really good understanding of who she is and what she wants. And I think it's reflected in the music. So I think that gives this misconception that there's this simplistic nature to what she's doing, when in reality it is, I've sifted through all the bullshit and here's who I am and here's what makes me happy. Mm-hmm. And, bring on the wood. But you know what I'm saying? I think people take that the wrong way. They're like, oh, look, she's not even talking about it. It's like, no, you don't have to go into all the fucking complexities of getting your heart stomped on 10 million times or things not working out your way when people take advantage of you. I'm at a different point in my life. And in happiness, there is simplicity. And I think we all have to recognize that, right?
But these songs are not as simple as...
I know, that's my point. And we're going to break into hey, guys, you stay in touch with us because we're going to have multiple episodes on this album. We're going to be breaking down a few songs today. But you're absolutely right. There is complexity to these songs. But it just gives off
She's
simplistic
a
nature.
There is nothing non-complex
So we don't agree with that. So whoever said negative things in that manner, you can go fuck yourselves.
Kick rocks.
Yeah. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to be a part of the Do We Have To.
No.
I think overall, the actual music critics, though, they've liked it. They've praised it as joyful, theatrical energy, calling it razzle dazzle, and it doesn't lack emptiness to it. Right?
No, it doesn't.
I think
people need to realize that she's 35. She's not the teeny bopper pop star that she started out with, and the group of people that started with her are also in their 30s. Mm-hmm. Hopefully,
I think where the critique matters is truly the people that are involved in the the music industry. I mean, you as a fan, obviously you're allowed to have your own opinion, and I can see where there may be, you perceive it to be a lack of depth. But the fact is that Rolling Stones, for example, they did a whole homepage release of this album. Yeah. And that's how much they believe in the continuity and what the album expresses, not just the popular following. So
Right.
I do think you're seeing critics not come out and pan this album or say it's her worst album. I think that
No.
is purely a fan deal.
Now, I will say this is her most adult album with
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, explicit lyrics and things. However, when we went into the movie theater to watch, and I took the girls and my mom and Aunt Emma was there too. We've heard it. The kids heard it. They know the lyrics. They don't understand a lot of it.
Yeah.
But they sing along to it. And
Yeah.
for all they know, wood just means the tree. So the thing is, you take it for what it is and you make it age relatable. However, in the movie theater, they played the clean versions. They didn't play the one,
Sure.
you know, opened my thighs was opened my skies. The dick's bigger was my check is bigger, which I actually kind of.
No, I like the dick's bigger is one of my favorite lines when we first listened to the first
No,
album.
I know, but
Yeah,
like
that.
I was kind of trying to figure out what they would place in there.
No,
but
but
like
actually, yeah, that's-
the check's bigger.
it tracks.
That tracks. Like
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah.
So like they clean it up for public being dispersed. But you know, if people are upset that she's being more explicit, then they need to move on and not focus on it because it's out there in a clean version.
If it's not like the content you want, and again,
But
to your
she's
point,
not-
she's provided both. Yep.
She's not the teeny bopper role model that little bitty girls need. She's the role model that girls of all ages
Yeah.
need.
Absolutely.
And she plays to every age. But she's also talked about how she really wanted to do an album like this and how she really wanted to work with Max Martin and Shellback
Yeah.
again. And this is how they bring out what she wants and what she needs. And so like this was an album that she really planned out.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
I think that's where I think
Fun.
the people have perception of like this was pushed out quickly and not thought
No.
through because it doesn't come off as like this introspective, because like it's some of her albums, it's like she's figuring some stuff out for herself as she's making these albums.
Yeah.
I think in this album she's got a lot figured out and she's just expressing her insights on it. You know what I mean? And I think that's not meaning that they're the songs themselves are flat or don't have meaning to them or don't have substance. It means honestly more than that, because it's a figured out finished product as opposed to we're kind of alongside her going through it. And I think people find a lot of comfort in that. And I think that's where there's kind of the pushback that there's been, but I personally have just seen nothing but mainly positive things.
Yeah.
And we love the album. So
Yeah.
it is a Do We Have to Crew and Do We Have to a Marriage Podcast approved album. We highly recommend you go out and buy it and listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about, and you know what the other thing is too, is that her attitude about it though is the last thing I want to say about this. Her attitude on it is spot on as far as like, hey, I'm making this music. I know that people are going to interpret it different ways because every human being's different. I welcome the chaos of, the differences of opinion and people talking about these things.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't think she, buys into it or listens to it. I mean, she's talked about it, in the podcast interview with on a New Heights podcast, why would you go and read all the comments? Like some of the stuff's not maybe my business.
Just because her name is in it doesn't make it her business.
That's right. Exactly. So let's talk about the album itself. So we're going to, I'm going to say this again. We're going to have multiple episodes on this where the focal point will be more on the album itself. Obviously, we want to talk about the overall album release, our feelings about it, and then what the world's reaction has been, and then also the monetary impact that it's created. But now we're going to be breaking down the songs themselves. There's 12 tracks, so we'd like to do, a few more episodes after this where we break down about 3 songs a pop. That way it gives us an opportunity to research it a little bit more and talk about it without wasting a ton of time. We want to keep it under an hour for you guys. We all have stuff to do.
We gotta hurry.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
kidding.
you're kidding. But let's talk about this. So track 1, right? So here's the first 3 tracks. First one, Fate of Ophelia, which we know is from a commercial perspective, the one that's been pushed because it was the initial album release track.
Yeah.
Right?
Elizabeth Taylor. I love that one.
Elizabeth Taylor, and then Opalite.
Love that one.
Right. So let's talk about the first one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Fate of Ophelia. First off, is that your favorite album or favorite song?
Fate of Ophelia? Mm-hmm. No.
No. Okay.
No.
Right.
But I like it. The thing I love most is that she is a true artist, not just in writing, but in planning, thinking. She sees the whole picture. So her video for the song starts with it going into like an old time theater. And if you pan up the stairs, in the background on the stairs is a picture of her with Max Martin and Shellback, kind of blurry, faded out a little. And then it cuts to her in the like frame as Ophelia being, dead in the water, which comes from Hamlet.
Right. Yeah. It's a very theatrical song.
And
so
if you know the character, she falls in love with men. Like she desperately wants to have her person, but she's choosing the wrong people.
I mean, it's a Shakespeare story, so you just take it for what it is. It's not going to end well.
Right. It's a tragedy.
But there's some relation to it. Obviously, she relates with the character in a way, right? Of like,
yes.
She spent a majority of, and we all have. And again, we've talked about this on the show. You're going to end up potentially, even if you ever do get married or have a long-term, you're going to end up with one person. Mm-hmm. And then everybody before that, it's a journey of loss. It's a journey of bad things happening for the most part, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that makes sense that she's relating to this character now that she has found love.
Well, she takes, she's related back to Shakespeare with Romeo and Juliet, where it was, it doesn't end in tragedy. They get married. There's a happy ending to it. With Fate of Ophelia, she's referencing it, but she's being saved from what her fate would have been.
Right, and that's kind of, to me, the nod to Travis, right? Or that relationship and the things, not even just the relationship with Travis, but
she was right once or twice before.
Right.
She wasn't. So he has saved her from drowning.
Have you seen the guys I saw like a montage of everybody she dated before Travis. Mm-hmm. They're little bitchy looking guys. She had a type, didn't she? Like a gangly, not if there's a bar fight, he's probably pushing Taylor out.
She got herself a man.
She did.
A man.
Okay, easy. You're married. All right. But no, I agree. But I do think you're right. The tone of the song, or I mean, obviously
even if it's not related to Travis, like everybody wants every song related to Travis, and like you can do that. That's fine. But
it's not just her relationships necessarily with her. From a dating perspective, she also had a relationship with her music that wasn't in a great spot because she didn't own
her masters, and now she does.
Yes.
So like there are people that she
heartbreak
can
and loss has been a
reference
big thing, professionally and personally
anytime, but people like fans are going to take whatever they want for face value. Yep. And I loved that it ended. So there's also pictures of Travis in the dressing room when they go through there.
She does specifically in the song too. You dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the song. So I mean, you're right. I do think there's a specific nod to Travis, but I just think there's a lot more depth to what it means to be rescued from something bad and negative. And it ain't just her. Her family went out and pledged on her behalf to get her music back. She's talked about that. I just think that there's just more to it. It's
just taking any tragedy and turning it into a positive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then there's other Easter eggs, like there's in one song, actually Romantic, she talks about a chihuahua and a purse.
Romantic?
Actually, Romantic, the song.
We don't need to talk about it.
No, I know. I'm just saying they reference it in the video because there's a person coming down the hallway with the chihuahua and the purse.
Oh, got it.
So like she ties everything in together.
Which again,
it's fantastic.
If you think it's a surfacey product, it's not. I don't think it's possible for her.
And the video ends with her in the bathtub,
right?
Which is going back to the album cover.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's
just really well thought out. It's just like any, if you're really into movies or books, it's just a well thought out director or author really giving their vision and creating a universe for you to enjoy and ride along with them.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more Easter eggs in it. I just haven't watched it.
So Fate of Ophelia, great song. Obviously, all these are great songs. So we don't need to break it down. It's not my favorite, but it is one of, every song on this album's good. But yeah, it's amazing. Highly recommend. Second song, a second track on the album, Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah. I love this one.
Yeah, it's a great song. I mean, again, all these songs are good. Not my favorite, but I think it's just because what the song's about. I mean, I think it's awesome, but it doesn't hit me in a way where I'm like, okay, this is my favorite because I can relate my life back to it. And I think that's where we get those favorites. It's not. I think this is a banger of a song. So overall, Elizabeth Taylor, and which, by the way, as much as I love movies, that is a celebrity I'm very familiar with in the sense of knowing who she is, not knowing the in-depths about any struggles she's went through personally, what her life was like professionally. I think maybe I've seen one or two Elizabeth Taylor type of acting performances.
The one thing that's always tied to Elizabeth Taylor is her relationship scandals.
I just think when I think glamour, or I think like true classic Hollywood, she's one of the people that I associate that with.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just really liked the breakdown. You can be tied to whoever you want, but at the end of the day, you stand tall and you stay you. And I think she was one of those people who she was her own icon. She didn't need to be tied to anyone else. People tied themselves to her, but she stood up and alone. And, there's so much feminism in that song, and I just love it.
And again, she hasn't gone out and talked about any of these songs, not a ton, or at least give you like a full in-depth view of where she was thinking or going with. But what I can say is, Elizabeth Taylor is somebody from like you had mentioned, from somebody in the spotlight that people associated really following the romantic story of her life. And then there's idealism associated with it that, who is it? Is it the reality or is it just the idea? Number one, from a fan's perspective, and also I'm sure for her as an actress, speaking of Elizabeth Taylor, you go through these experiences where you have a following or you have a media audience that's also kind of driving potentially some of your decisions. Everything has an effect. Everything has cause and effect. And when you have millions of people kind of talking about you or telling stories about you, it does create a situation where, like, are you being your true self, right? And you're going through this line of romance with different people, and it's like, is that really who you are? Is that really who you want to be with? And I think Taylor can relate to that, I guess, in some sort of ways, right? In the sense of like what she's gone through romantically. It's highly publicized. People have their opinions on it, and I think there's cause and effect to that.
Yeah, I think I like the song because of how it plays, like. I'd cry my eyes violet. Yeah. I'd cry my eyes violet. Like it just hits in like such a awesome way. Yeah. I don't know. I really, really like that one.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I like it. And I think it's a straightforward song. I mean, to me, it's like, I don't think there's a lot of like, again, I think it's complex, but it's simplistic in nature to understand it. And I think that's the beauty of this album, right? There's a lot of deep meanings and things you could talk about, but like trying to have to figure it out, it's not one of those things.
No,
I agree. Let's talk about Opalite, which I love this name of this song because in the New Heights podcast, I loved that Travis, it is such a brother thing. I feel like and I think that's what's a great thing about those two is like, they're so relatable in the sense of like, I know I've had conversations with my brother in this sort of way, talking about something that maybe they're not super familiar with, and you're kind of jabbing at them like, oh, do you know what that means? You know what that is? You know what this is? And Opalite was one of them. He's like, you got to stop asking me if I know the names of these questions or know the names of these songs, what they mean. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So an opal is a gemstone and an opalite is a man-made stone. And I loved the fact that it was opalite because it's like she's described it as finding your own joy and your own happiness. Like you can have whatever kind of day you have, but it's up to you.
How you respond to it.
You, yourself, and I only to do what makes you happy and joyful. Not anybody else.
Is this the one? Because my second favorite line of her album is "I pledge allegiance to me, myself, and I." Is that this song?
No, that's Fate of Ophelia.
Okay, apologies. Oh, I love fucking that too. That's great. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. I should have made a little note there for that. Remember, I was listening, and this is probably the most intently I've listened. But again, I think even if you're not like a hardcore Swiftie, which I am a fan, but like I was never breaking down things the way Emily was. I was never breaking down things the way my family did, or like my sister from another mister, Aunt Jess. They break down things. This one was very easy to follow, and I was picking things up. And I did love that line. And I apologize for going back to the first track, but I pledge allegiance to me, myself, and I. Like at the end of the day, we do have to be, if we're going to be the best people for the people around us, we do have to be selfish, and we have to focus on ourselves.
Yeah.
I loved it. Anyway, sorry.
It's a really good way of taking something very intrinsic and personal and putting, what's the word I'm looking for?
So why Opalite, though, you think? I guess. Because you were saying, I feel like I knocked off your train of thought, and I'm sorry about that.
She and her mom have like a love of opals.
Okay, got it. So that's just something that she shares with.
She just
got it.
Loves that stone, I guess, which she mentioned that in the movie. But the opalite being man-made it's not as rare as an opal. It's man-made. Like they have to make it, which means you have to make it. So
got it.
You have control over everything that goes on within you. Like, yeah. And so to me, I was listening to her explain it, and I was looking at one of our kids, and I was just like, this needs to be your anthem.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, yeah.
This needs to be your anthem, because this is how you find it. It's a perfect way to explain to somebody going through something how to stop it in its tracks and figure out how to make it turn around, and you control it, not it control you.
Transformationally make it the most positive thing it can be, whatever the situation is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the power to transform it. That's exactly
awesome.
Right.
And it's true. It is true. There is a level of like, you want to give introspection. I mean, there is a level of like helping you understand that like you really are in control of everything you're doing. And whatever level of life you're in, whatever age you are, at the end of the day, it's all about how we react to these things. And is it controlled or is it not controlled? And then what do we do with it? Where do we end up? It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
It hit me in a way that it could only hit a
So
mom.
is Opalite your favorite?
No.
I'm going to keep asking you. Every song we go through, I'm going to say, was that your favorite? It's not mine either. But again, fantastic. And to the Do We Have To crew, reach out to us, dowehavto.com. Like, share, subscribe any of our content on any of our socials, but especially youtube.com/@DoWeHaveTo, a marriage podcast. But write us into the show, sign up for our mailing list. Tell us what you think of the first 3 tracks of the album. Tell us what you think about the overall launch of Taylor. And we'd love to hear, we have Do We Have To crew, not only all around the US, but all around the world. Did your community do anything to especially celebrate Taylor? And what did you do? Again, go to dowehavto.com. Let us know, and we will incorporate that as we're going to continue on providing you content and going over the entire album.
Yeah, I love a lot of these songs, but I do have a favorite. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you what it is.
Absolutely. And just so everybody in the Do We Have To crew is aware, or anybody listening to the show for the first time, welcome. We're going to be coming, the next few episodes, we're going to be doing a couple of fun things, and we're going to get back to Taylor Swift. But initially, we're going to be rounding out season 1. Yep. Season 1 is going to be ending with next week's episode that will be released on the 24th of October. This episode will be coming out on the 17th, and that's going to wrap up season 1. So Emily and I are going to do, speaking of some introspection and retrospection, we're going to be doing that. We're doing our kind of our anniversary special, but really the end of season 1. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. After, I'm working on this with our executive producer, Colin Shmia-Maskell, who I actually haven't even talked to about it yet, but I will be working on it with him. Sorry, Colin. I think Emily and I, in honor of the fact that this next episode is going to be coming, or the episode after that's going to be coming on the day of Halloween, I feel like it would only be appropriate, knowing the love of my life as much as she does not like horror movies, but it does a great job commenting on them. I think we're going to do a watch along. Now, what that movie will be, maybe we have the Do We Have To crew vote on it. But we're going to be talking about that. We're potentially doing a watch along where you guys can watch a movie along with us, hear our commentary on it, talk about it, discuss wildly.
If they pick, they're going to pick the worst horror film ever.
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll give some options where maybe we'll keep it slasher, something maybe 80s, early 90s, something where it's not as gory as today's content or as scary. We'll do something. But I think we're
that
going to get it
won't
out
haunt
there.
me in my sleep.
Be on the lookout on youtube.com/ Do We Have to a Marriage podcast, potentially for a poll. But either way, we'll be doing that. And that's how we will start our wonderful season 2.
Yeah.
And after that, we're going to jump right back into the next 3 songs of the Taylor Swift album. And then we'll be going through the entire album over that period of time.
Yeah.
All right. And now, as far as socials, can we talk about socials really quick? Why don't we? Well, actually, you know what? No, we should not do that. And I apologize. I wasn't focused on my health there. It's always important, guys. Everything goes back to your health individually. As we're talking about Taylor, the focus on the self, right? Emily and I started a Peloton team, the Do We Have To crew Peloton team, almost in that triple figure mark. Very, very, very close. So you guys can join. Go to Peloton. You don't need to have the equipment to join it. You just need to have the app. You can join the Do We Have To crew team. You can follow myself and Emily. Emily, what are our handles for Peloton?
Sean is at the Do We Have To
Pod KC. Sorry, I should have just done my own. I apologize.
Mine is Emily_in_KC.
Yep. So you can follow us. You can also join our team. And we are almost 100 strong. But every week now we've been announcing what is the top 20 position, meaning of a workout time. So we have, we obviously have a large team now. So it is very competitive to reach the top 20. We like to give out where the top 20 sits before the week ends. So hopefully that motivates you to get back in there and get a workout in, right?
I'm not in it.
So we're going to go, you got knocked out a day ago.
I got knocked out.
Yep. So see, that's how it happens. So we're going to read out our top 20 right now. The Peloton top 20. Sitting at the number 1 spot right now is Brown Eyes 19 from Birmingham, United Kingdom. 13 hours and 25 minutes. Insanely impressive. Barbie Gal from KC Mo is 7 hours and 54 minutes. Rock Chalk Stelts from Kansas is 5 hours and 50 minutes. Peladano Sorass from KC is 5 hours and 46 minutes. Kelsey Lifts, Garwood, Texas, 4 hours and 31 minutes. Krabby Cakes in KC Mo is 4 hours and 31 minutes. Stacy Osterthen from Missouri, don't know what city you're in, Stacy. You may want to let us know. Is, because you're in our top 20 frequently, 4 hours and 24 minutes. Michaela Bren from KC is 4 hours and 20 minutes. Do We Have To Pod KC, number 9. It's one of my lower ones. As soon as we're done with this, I am going out and doing my 4-mile run. So I will be adding to it here pretty soon. And Seamus and I have to lift today. Go Unicorn Go is at number 10 and from Kansas City, Missouri, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Inspired Jayhawk from Kansas City, Missouri. I love all the Kansas Cityans in this. This is great. 3 hours and 23 minutes. Rich Tokum Tokheim from Omaha, Nebraska. Sorry if I butchered your name, Rich. 3 hours and 1 minute. Raising Cane 08, Maryville Mo. Shout out Bearcats and Spoof Hounds. 2 hours and 47 minutes. Shan Rob, 34. KC Mo is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Fit Queen Lisa from Overland Park, Kansas, the fancy part of town, 2 hours and 43 minutes. Not a Runner Katie, living in Kansas, Iowa raised, and is a teacher. Shout out to all teachers out there. 2 hours and 35 minutes. Shanna Banana Can, 2 hours and 28 minutes. No location marked. Casey Lama, Casey Mo, 2 hours and 25 minutes. Penny F from Toronto, Canada. Welcome to our wonderful top 20. She's been in it before, but it is nice having a Canadian in there. 2 hours, 13 minutes. And then at number 20, last but not least, one of my favorite bosses of all time, Alex_runs from Lee Summit, Missouri at 1 hour and 58 minutes. I'm pretty sure she works out like religiously a lot every single day. I just think she doesn't track it all in the Peloton app. I bet she would be right up there with the wonderful Birmingham lady. Yeah. Probably. And that's our top 20 guys. And we're going to announce it every week. Sometimes we fuck up and life gets the better of us and I don't write down the list and Emily and I get on recording and we're about ready to do it and it's there.
And then we have to go find it.
But we consistently usually bring that top 20 list and hey, come join our team, join it and let's get working out together.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can find us on some socials at youtube.com /@ Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. Our website, of course, is dowehavto.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at do.we.have.to. X, or Twitter, as I like to call it still, is at Do We Have To Pod, and TikTok is at Do We Have To, a marriage pod.
So final thoughts, Em. Life of a Showgirl, at least, Life of the Showgirl, the performance of it, the initial reception of it, and then obviously the first 3 songs we talked about today. What are your final thoughts?
Love it. I was ready for this vibe. It was a vibe I didn't know I needed, and I'm so glad for it, and I'm here for it.
And maybe that's the thing, right? In the world the way it is right now and the things that are happening, this might be a good album to throw in the old CD player. or in your record player or listen to on your phone, and really take it in and bring some positivity in your life.
Can I just say that I love the fact that our kids love vinyls, because when we were growing up, like
it was around us all the time. Everybody had them and stuff. So I don't think you took it quite for granted.
But not everybody had a record player. But like I remember my grandparents having a record player, and like they had all their old albums, and it was like
what was the
coolest way to listen to music. And then it became the cassette, and like, well, it's always the cassette, and then it was the CD, and then it was the iPod.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
was there an album or a song that your family listened to the most on a vinyl?
Oh gosh.
I think of my dad so much when it comes to vinyl, and I think 2 albums. I think the Clash, London Call, like the Clash's album has London Calling on it, and I'm trying to remember the Bruce Springsteen album. It has maybe it's the greatest hits vinyl that he had, because it had Born in the USA, but it also had Badlands on it. Born in the USA now.
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen. You don't like Bruce Springsteen?
No, I do. I just didn't need that in my ear.
Badlands. Anyway, sorry.
I don't remember. I'll have to ask my sister, because it was at my grandparents' house.
Sure, yeah. But I always feel like just like albums and CDs, you have your favorites, right? So it's always one of those things I always loved when Dad, sometimes he'd come home. He has a few pops, as they say, gets in the cups a little bit, and would listen to music that he really thoroughly enjoyed. And those were always two albums that I always loved listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think, to your point and final thought of the show today, I think it's just one of those things where, as we went through the research of the initial 3 songs, obviously following Taylor and all these sorts of things, it's really, it does come down to, we control a lot more than I think we give ourselves credit to, or we really want to take ownership in. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, if we want things to go in a positive way for us, and we want to handle the good and the bad collectively and make it the best we possibly can be, we have to take ownership in that. We have to take ultimate accountability in it, and then it's really up to us to what we do with anything, and that's going to be the difference between success and failure. Yeah. Yeah. And also, to do we have to crew, as you go out there and you're interacting with people in the world, as we always say on this wonderful show, I'm not even going to say it this time, Emily, what do we always give the advice to do?
Go learn something.
And?
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Everybody, take care. Have a great weekend.
Bye, you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my club.